Whoa, it's Wulzy. Welcome back to some more level requests. It's been a little while. If you want a chance to have your level get played, all you gotta do is attend a stream or join the Discord. It's pretty simple from there, so we'll just jump straight into it. This dude's an established creator already. I think he makes globe-based levels. I'm not too sure. This is Nihil using The Seas Between Us by Sleep Facing West. According to the description, though, this is a modernistic level, so I'm interested to see how this is gonna work. Interesting vibey intro, very melancholy. You've got the black screen overlay with those vintage style lines sweeping across. Good intro. Looking to see a bit of change here. Doesn't look like we're getting it. It seems to be quite simplistic in its format with the default swords and question mark pieces. You know, there's not much to this. I'm definitely intrigued to see where this goes though. It seems to be pretty inspired from Nejfu's level Astral in the way that it's set out. That being two very straightforward parts with minimal structuring and designs, more so focus on vibes. The colors are definitely nice. I love the pulses there. The overlays are very subtle and well built into the surroundings, but I just don't think this level really offers much in terms of design or decoration or anything like that. This definitely could have went further. I feel like it's been cut down just to meet the long length standard. I'm gonna put that as a rate only 3-star. Chrono by Danlom using Chrono by Eurokos. This seems to be a mega collab according to the description. It's a very good looking one off the bat right there. Very good glow. I swear I clicked there. Okay. This is much more difficult to read than the previous level, but this comes a lot with the color depth and the backgrounds. There was a lot of moving glow assets in the beginning, which is now shifted to a more particle-based ball section. Interesting. And there seems to be lots of flashy pulses here as well. The movements have been spot on. I like this. It's built up the drop well. First impressions of the drop. I love that it carries on the energy that brought it in with the vibrance and the flashiness. But then it changes to a more desaturated and darkness themed part. That's quite strange to me. Fall into that transition. There was no indication there. The gameplay's been a little bit wacky so far, but nothing too difficult. Nothing that's tripped me up too far. The only thing that's tripped me up is the variation in styles, which can be a good thing if you do it correctly, but when you stray so far away in some parts, it kind of loses all of the flow that it has going. Although I must say, these two parts link together pretty well with the same glow style and structuring. I like that. I just wish the level followed a more clear goal or aim, because it just seems like a random mix of styles to me. Going back into the more shadowy look, I don't understand. None of this looks bad at all. It's just a shame that it's not more consistent in the way that it is. Still probably going to send that because a lot of it was quite impressive in its design and decoration. I'm just completing it to make sure that the overall flow of it works. There were a couple of weird moving objects here, but they're not too bad. I like it overall. Oh my god, man. Whatever, I want to move on. I'm going to rate that an 8-star. Like it and dip, man. Acab by RKMB using Cloudfield Fantasy. This seems to be a colorful little modern level right here. I like that the structuring overlaps. It kind of saves it even though there's no design within it. You've got an attempt at depth there in the background with those squares and the middle ground deco. Those wavy lines, pretty decent. But now you're kind of losing that structuring that you had going on in the beginning with just random black outlines that don't fit in very well at all. This part is noticeably a lot slower than the rest, and that does fit with the song, but it does make it stick out negatively in my opinion. It could be increasing the tension, but instead it feels quite flat going into the drop. That was my fault on the transition, that wasn't the level's fault. I think so far the designs are holding it back because they don't really fit in with the background and they feel very empty and flat, like there's no middle ground. Where did the middle ground go in the beginning? That was very good. And now the structures aren't really tied into the backgrounds like they could be. I just feel like this needs something else to push it that little bit further. It's too simple for me. Sanctus by iFuse using Empathy by Wild Delicious. The description says it's a rainbow block only challenge. Oh, that's interesting actually. I like that you've changed the opacity, overlaid it a bit, gave it a bit of a cool looking aesthetic instead of just stock rainbow blocks. That's so cool. Mixing them with effects and stuff. That background's really trippy with the stacked opacity and stuff, but my goodness. I love how you've changed the color of the blocks to change every single stripe, make it look really tinted and give you a proper color scheme, even though you're still technically just using rainbow blocks. That was a nice transition as well, and this gameplay is incredibly fluid. Oh my goodness. I gotta admit that the on-screen effects are carrying this a little bit because it's not too strong in decoration or anything like that, but the vibes are definitely strong with the color schemes and just the vibe that this gives off with the song. I love it so much. More interesting block designs and color schemes. I'm really interested to see what this would look like if it had some other overlaying details and it wasn't just a strictly rainbow block challenge, because you could make some really cool block designs out of this with like overlaying rainbow details, something like that. That's cool on the end. How fast is that going to spin? Jeez, it's going hyperdrive. Woo! Oh, they stopped. Okay. My favorite part in this is the beginning for sure. I like the classic look of the rainbow before you get chucked into all the different color schemes and stuff. And I love the way that you stack details. It makes it look so nice and dense, even though it's made up of very few blocks. The music sync is also fantastic all the way through, and it really helps you with the gameplay, even if it's a little bit difficult to read or predict at times. Like, look at that. That's so nice. Are you kidding me? I died at the very end? Oh my god. Boom! We did it. Let's go. Fuse. Okay, that gives me motivation to go and beat the other level. Just hold on a moment while I send out for featured demon. Get mad if you disagree. It's my opinion. Chrono. Wait, it's rated. I said this like 30 minutes ago. Okay, here we go. Just approaching the end now. I will take that. That's a weird feeling, getting stars from a level I literally sent like 30 minutes ago. What is this? Another level with this name that I can't say. Animamoi by Ballastet, using Cold Nights by Lawn Reality. That's a vibey song. This is going to have some atmosphere. Oh, yes, it does. This may be a very simplistic style, but I like what it's going for with the depth in the background and the color depth overall, with the different tones of the same color in the custom ground and now the blocks. The designs seem to be very refined. All of the structures are clean cut and very clear to see, so you know exactly where to go, as well as those little O pulsing pieces in the middle. There's not a single detail that sticks out negatively, apart from these little monsters on the top and bottom right now, but the color scheme kind of saves it, the way that it's set out. I really like the format of it, very nice. It's noticeably less detailed towards the end, but this little particle background is quite satisfying to look at, and the details are noticeably brighter as the song goes up in its pitch. It was pretty cool. It didn't really lead up to much, but I think there was enough variation in it that kept me interested, so I'm going to put that as a 4-star feature rating. Sinion by Sleepy Cube using Syntheon Comet. Seems to be another modern level right now. The white is very prominent in the blocks, but the different shapes around them kind of makes up for that, even though there's a lack of design here and there. Decent transition right there, leading on to a darker ball section, but it doesn't really stick out too much. This seems to be a pretty solid level so far. The drop is going to make or break this, I think. Oh, there's a lot of detail there, and I don't know if the depth is established enough, but it does look very cool. I think it would be better if the structures stood out that little bit more, but the color schemes are decent. There's a lot of waiting in transitions like these, with just random visuals sweeping across the screen. That worked. I like that. Some of the backgrounds are just a little bit weird. There could be more of a defined background or effect, because the way I'm seeing it right now, it's just a bunch of random shapes that don't really correlate to much in the long run. The description says it's a 3-year level. I don't see that either. Like, where's the polish? I think you've done very well with the different details you've got here and there. The only thing I can say to really improve on is how they all work together, which comes back to what I said earlier about the depth right here. I think the structures could pop out more and make the designs feel more in place, because at the moment they're tying into the background when they should tie in with the background. You know, there's a difference there. But I do like these stacked movements that you've got that are kind of offset from one another, making it seem quite floaty all around. It's also quite fun to play, I'll give you that. Very nice. This dude does not have any creator points. I'm feeling generous today. I'm gonna give him a 5-star feature send. Was that the right thing to do? Probably. Quasi Colors by Nintendo using Panda Dance by X-Salvers. Nice intro. I like how it's boxed in for a second there. Yeah, I like the colors in this. I like the opacity experimentation. Also, I didn't know this song was called Panda Dance. I've heard this song like a million times. Interesting. I like that transition in. Although the designs could use some work, I do like how that background kind of fades into its own color. That's very nice to see. Quite stylistic, I would say. Just need work on the designs and some air decoration, but this wobbly thing is sick! Nice! This also seems to be quite long as well. This is only 40%. I'm interested to see what the rest is like, because the colors have been decent in this. There's been some pretty cool effects and layering like this. I just think it needs more expansion on the details instead of the effects and stuff, especially when each part is dragged on for quite a long time. This is uplifting. I like the change in color scheme from the rest of the level at this part of the song. Makes it feel quite climactic, and the structuring switched up as well with more slopes. The rotating portals as well, that's a nice detail to see. Nice gameplay too. Yeah, I like the colors and stuff. I just think it could have been expanded more in everything else, because when every part was like 20 seconds long, it did kind of get a little bit repetitive after a while, especially with its length. I liked it a lot, thank you for the dedication, but I think I'm going to skip on this for a rating, a mod rating. On that note, I'm done for the day. Thank you for watching this level request video. Check the links in the description, leave a like and subscribe, and have a good day.